Marketing That Works is the podcast for business owners who want to move their brand forward so that they can bring in more sales and clients. I'm Danielle Harris, and I'm bringing you what I know from more than 12 years of experience in traditional and online marketing. I have created marketing strategies for businesses of all sizes, from multi-million-dollar corporations to early-stage online businesses. Remember, some marketers chase fads. I believe in mastering the fundamentals. You know that feeling when you're on a roll, you're making decisions, you're getting stuff done, and the results are actually starting to show? Especially as a business owner, that's the best feeling. I mean, I know that when I'm in that flow, it's amazing. The emails just pour out. I can record reels super easy. The ideas for workshops and all these concepts, they just spill out. But then something happens. A family situation comes up, and of course you are more than happy to be there for your family, but when you come back to the business, that flow just isn't the same. Or maybe you got sick and it just knocked you out. It took you longer than expected to recover. Or maybe you were just plain depressed and you couldn't bring yourself to get out of bed, let alone show up to market your business. My clients come to me all the time saying things exactly like this, and they say the same thing. I've lost my momentum. So let's talk about momentum today. How we gain it, how we lose it, but most importantly, how we get it back. This is an episode you're going to want to get a notebook out for, because I'm going to give you exercises I give my own clients. I'm going to give you what you need if you're tired of feeling like you can only ever keep momentum for a short period of time, that you spend more time trying to find momentum than actually having momentum. I want you walking away from this episode knowing exactly what you need to do to get unstuck, to create your momentum, and start making progress on showing up and marketing your business the way you want to. So let's get into it. Now, I was thinking about it, and the best way for me to explain losing momentum is for me to talk about one of my clients. Now, before I go any further, just want to let you know I do have her full permission to share this. And I really want to share this particular client's experience because of how quickly we were able to turn things around for her. So let me paint the picture. My client was on a roll. She found her flow finding the right clients, knowing what to say to them to get them signed up within days of meeting her, and then leveraging these clients that she just got to get even more clients. Now, she's a done-for-you service provider and had been finding it hard to get clients in the past. Now, I had been telling her for months to go to networking events, but she finally did it, and when she started doing it, something just clicked for her. And I mean, like, it really clicked. She went to this networking event that was at her local coffee shop. And when she was there, she talked to this woman. And by the end of the week, that woman had signed up to work with her. Then she had been invited to speak at an upcoming networking events. I mean, like the leads that she had, they were coming in hot every week. Like I said, it had been a minute since she had been on a roll like this. So she was so excited that she finally found her momentum. She realized that meeting people in person was a great strategy for her. And she gave herself the goal to go to one in-person networking event a week. It felt very doable for her, and she was ready to ride this momentum that she had created. So here's where things started to shift for my client. Now, she knew that she had a family vacation coming up. It was for about a week, and she was going to spend that time away from her business, but it was okay because she had a plan, and she was really looking forward to this trip. And she even had a plan of what events she was going to go to when she got back so she wouldn't lose her momentum. But when she got back from that trip, she got sick. And just like that, all that momentum she had felt, it was just gone. She was fine being off for a week. That was the plan. But more than 2 weeks off, it was unexpected, and it just broke up the flow, the routine that she had. She had been on a roll going to all these in-person events. She had nailed down how to get a feel of who would be a good fit for her offer. She had found a way to talk about her offer in a way that would be so attractive to the people that she was talking to. But now she was at home, feeling sick, and it was the annoying kind of sick where you have energy to work, but like a running nose and coughs just wouldn't look cute at an in-person event. And so she felt like all that momentum that she had was just gone. So when she came to me, she was crying that she had just found her groove. And now she needs to take time off from doing the one thing that seemed to actually be working for her business. And at this moment, she just felt like the moment I get things going, I then start going backwards. Now, I want you all to be honest with yourself. How often have you felt similar to my client? You've spent months trying to make your business work, months trying to find the right marketing strategy, and finally you get something that works just for something else to happen and you lose all that momentum. Maybe you got sick also, or family came to town to visit for a week and your routine just gets thrown off. And it hurts because you know that it took you weeks, months even, to get to that point of flow, to the point where you can see how this business could actually be a thing that works, for you to then just be knocked off. So when my client came to me, she was feeling so discouraged. She spent the whole weekend feeling down, feeling like there is always something throwing her off her flow. And honestly, she was starting to think, why am I even trying this? And this was super emotional for her. And honestly, I'm so glad that she felt safe enough to come to me with those problems, with those feelings that she was having. And the one thing that she said that really stuck out to me was, I'm sick of being stuck. For my client, she felt stuck because she wasn't able to go to the networking events. Now, you might be listening to this and you're just like, well, I'm not stuck going to networking events. But maybe you're feeling stuck because you always plan to post 3 times a week on Instagram, but you never get around to it. Or maybe you haven't emailed your list in 2 months and you're feeling stuck. Because before, you were on a roll sending weekly emails, but you just can't seem to get yourself to get back into that habit. So, for my client, after she wiped her tears, I do what I love to do, offer solutions. So, I asked her if she had a list of events that she wants to go to next week, because at this point she was already starting to feel a bit better. And she looked back at me and was like, I have them somewhere, I haven't looked at it. Then I asked her, oh, well, have you reached out to and followed up with some of the people that you've met at previous networking events? And then she said, not really. There were a few people, but I'm like, I don't even know what I would say to them. And then I went and I asked, was there someone that she was really looking forward to meeting at one of the events that she wanted to go to this week? And if she could send a quick hello or an email to stay top of mind. And she just looked at me and shrugged. Now at this point, in the most loving way possible, I told my client that it looked like she was actually more committed to being stuck than she was committed to finding solutions. Now, I told my client this because she had just told me that she was so sick of feeling stuck, sick of being in this same position. And then when presented with 3 very good and simple solutions, she just shrugged them off. But here's the thing, that statement, being committed to being stuck, that hit her. Although she hated being stuck, hated losing that momentum, unfortunately, it was a feeling that she was familiar with. And I bet you are too. You're more familiar with that feeling of being stuck, that feeling of being discouraged. You don't like it at all, but it is familiar. But what I wanted for my client was for her to see that she had a choice to stay stuck or to find a solution to get out. Now, if you have been feeling stuck, I want you to know that there is absolutely no shame in that. Everyone has felt stuck multiple times. I have felt stuck. But what I want you to see is that you are not helpless. I want you to recognize that you have the power to get yourself back into that state of flow. And it doesn't have to take forever for it to happen. And let's be so clear, doing that work solo, it can be difficult. Noticing when you are being more committed to that stuckness than to being committed to finding a solution, it isn't the easiest thing to do when you are in the thick of it, which is why working with someone one-on-one is such a great thing to do. You can pour your heart out, cry it out, and start to see the path forward. And that's what happened. My client was kind of jolted awake when I told her she was committed to her stuckness. She didn't realize what she was choosing. She had forgotten all the possibilities that she still had. She was focused so much on what wasn't possible that she forgot 2 things. 1, she simply had a cold. She's only out for a few more days. And 2, Going to networking events was just one part of the process of her getting clients. Now, I let my client feel her feelings because one thing I'm always going to tell my clients to do is to feel their feelings. But if you're tired of your own BS, you're tired of always feeling like you've lost progress, I need you to see what you're more committed to. I want you to see how can you be responsible for getting yourself out of the stuckness? How can you be committed to finding solutions? So right on that call with my client, she texted someone she had been meaning to follow up with. Right then, right there, she decided that she wanted to get her momentum back, and so she took action for it. She then made a list of all the people that she would follow up with, and she put out the list of events that she could go to. Right there on that call. She was able to do this because she was ready to be committed to solutions. She was ready to be in charge of her own momentum. Now let's remember, just a moment ago, she was committed to being stuck. Every time I offered up a solution, she was like, I don't want to do it. And the key to that quick change from being, I don't want to do that to, let me send these texts, was her being honest. When she was honest with herself, honest about why she didn't want to accept solutions, honest about her own role in it all, she made the conscious decision to do something different. So for you, I want you to be honest with yourself and ask yourself these 2 questions. Pause if you haven't already gone and gotten a notebook, or if you're driving or walking, I want you to note the timestamp of where we're at right now so you can come back. But I want you to answer these 2 questions. The first one, what are you stuck on? And I want you to be specific. What are all the things that you feel are getting in the way of you having that flow and that momentum that you want? Is it that you feel like you don't know what to say in your marketing? Is it that you don't have the time that you want to spend on making something that's going to be good? After you answer that question, I want you to be honest and answer this next question. Are you really stuck? Is it true that you don't know what to say in your content? Or do you actually feel like what you have to say isn't good enough? Is it true that you don't have time to spend on your marketing? Or do you really want to spend 5 hours just really focused on your marketing, but the reality is you've got 90 minutes? Go back and look at the areas where you say you're stuck and really question deep. Is this true? Because what asking these questions will do is start to make it clear what you're committed to. Are you more committed to finding every single reason why you can't have that momentum that you want? Or are you committed to finding a solution? That's why I want to offer you a chance to get unstuck. Just like how in 1 hour, I was able to help my client go from tears and thinking that it would take forever to gain momentum to taking action right away and getting committed to showing up. I'll help you uncover what's holding you back from showing up in your marketing and getting you actually taking action and creating the momentum you want to grow your business. I'm offering momentum calls. This is a call where you get 90 minutes of coaching from me, where we'll look at what's been keeping you stuck in your marketing and help you create a plan so you can show up the way that you want in your business, stay committed to it, and start getting the clients that you want in your business. This call is perfect for you if you're looking to get back into that flow after something just killed your momentum. In this call, you will identify where you're being committed to feeling stuck. We're going to shift the perspective and help you to start finding solutions. And then right here on the call, take your first step to building that momentum again. To sign up and get your spot for these momentum calls, go to the link in the show notes and you'll learn how exactly to book that momentum call. All right, until next time, I'll talk to you soon. If you want more marketing that works right in your inbox, head to the show notes and sign up for the email list. You'll be the first to know how you can work with me on mastering your marketing.